we return to Silverwood.
Terry, this is our second trip out here to see John Ohanian and this project called Silverwood. This has been in the works for over 40 years. We tracked it when it was Rancho Los Flores, then we tracked it when it was Tapestry, and then went through the entitlement process. And now through John Ohanian and his partners at DMB, so David, Mary, Boy Development, they're moving a ton of dirt. Look at all the machines back behind us. I'm 66 years old, and I can remember as a little kid having my little Tonka truck and want to play in the sand and the dirt at home. They're moving 10 million cubic yards right now. They'll produce 1,987 residential lots out of the initial 15,663 that are approved. Over the course of the, let's call it 25 to 30 year project, they'll move over 60 million cubic yards of dirt. They hope to have the model complex ready for buyers the Super Bowl Sunday of 2024. They're going to interview 8 public builders, actually 6 public builders and 6 regional builders. They'll pick the 6th sometime. They hope probably by the end of the year. And this is just a great project. My longtime friend Jonathan Weldy's working with John Ohanian, and we're going to go out in a little bit, and we're going to go to his office and get an update. Then we're going to go out in the field and kind of take a look. So this is progress. This is while we're kind of at that point in our economy where interest rates are going up, people are wondering about buying a house. This is where a lot of people are going to buy homes. 15,663. They'll produce 1,987 lots to begin with, and this is just a great project. I'm glad we're doing it. I'm looking forward to going in and seeing John.
Of great concern to residents is the threat that Silverwood will drain the underground aquifers.
This is not to be the case. Had it been the case, then the environmental impact report studies would never have approved the project in the first place.
Well, that's right, Terry. I think the important thing that people need to realize is that in order to do a project like this, you have to find a way to do what's called a water supply assessment, which finds a way to demonstrate what your water uses and requirements will be on the project. Then what we're obligated to do is to buy water rights that will supplement our water usage. So we will, as a condition of approval of this project, we purchase water rights outside the basin, wheel that water into the basin, and it is injected into the basin and then used for everybody within the whole basin for their water needs.
As I remember, when you purchased this property out of foreclosure, it had 4,500 acre feet of adjudicated water. Smartly, you sold that to the city. The city had been leasing property, water from you. Kind of explain the math, because the way that you have this project designed, my calculation, you'll probably get 7 units to the acre foot of water. Mm-hmm. So there should be a real net impact benefit back, and I think people are having a hard time understanding that.
Yeah. So to answer about the water rights, so the city, when we purchased the property, the city purchased concurrently. We made an agreement where the city could have the water rights, or purchase the water rights, the 4,500 acre feet roughly of water rights. They had been leasing that water for years to make up their shortfall within the city. By purchasing it, they no longer had to make the lease payments, and so I think they made a very good buy because they purchased the water rights at a bargain price. So they were able to do that, which is very beneficial to the overall citizenry of Hesperia. But one of the smart things that they did is they said, we've got this water, we're not going to earmark it for you. We're going to use it, but we're not going to earmark it for you so that we have the flexibility to use it anywhere in the city we choose. We don't want to have to buy makeup water from Mojave Water Agency if we don't have to. And so that's what they did with it. But that amount of acre feet that they purchased, we don't need near that to service our project. Our project will require probably about 2,200 to 2,500 acre feet of potable water rights over the life of the project, over the entire life of the project. So it was very good business on the part of the city of Hesperia. It was, forward thinking, and I think a real net benefit to the community as well as to this project. I think it was an important thing to have happen.
That's great.
Something that we're doing here that's really unique is that we are dual plumbing every house. So every house will use non-potable water for all outside uses. And that cuts your water usage down to by a factor of almost 6. I mean, it's an incredible reduction in the amount of water that you use. Couple that with the fact that modern houses are so much more efficient than even what was built 5 years ago. The homes we build today with low flow facilities with throughout the house use substantially less water. Just a regular house built a house here versus a house built 20 years ago. A house today will use about 1/3 the water that a house would have built 20 years ago. And our project, because of the dual plumbing and the non-potable use for all outdoor irrigation purposes, outside uses, will be significantly less beyond that. Today, the level of sophistication in water treatment and water management is just amazing. And I think that if people will take the time to come to understand the project better and not just viscerally react, they'll see that it's an important milestone in how water is going to be managed in the state of California going forward. We will be the first fully dual-plumbed, fully required solar project in the state. It'll be the first time that that's been done. We have done a dual-plumb project on another property that I'm involved in, and the success of it has been just exciting for us. Really, really, I think it's state-of-the-art and something that the environmental people can grab a hold of and be excited about. But that's something that we're doing.
How many jobs has Silverwood created so far, and how many more jobs are projected?
Well, right now we have probably about 150 new jobs out here, maybe slightly more than that. But we have biology, archaeology, paleontology, all the grading teams, soils engineers, then of course support staff here, and then all the equipment operators. And those equipment operators are they're here working hard 5 days a week, 10 hours a day. I think there's a big impact on the local economy right from the get-go by creation of those jobs, and then the ancillary spill-off of all of that, where people are shopping in this area, spending time in this area. We're excited about that. We'll continue to work toward bringing in a larger contingent of local contractors. We've met with several different contractors who are now bidding the work that we hope will be able to use people from the Mojave River Valley as part of our design and consulting team. We know that when we get ready to build houses, that we're going to have a substantial increase. So as the housing market it gets into gear and we start that portion of the project, which is about 12 months out from now, we'll generate probably 7,000 to 8,000 jobs between all of the different houses. And the good thing about those jobs is most of them will be here for a long time, right? Because we're going to be building houses for the next 20 years, and we'll have people here that'll be doing that in that house building. I think people don't realize how many sub-trades and skilled craftsmen it takes to build a house. And so that's part of what we hope will, people that are living up here now that have that skill set, that are having to drive down the hill, are going to find an opportunity to live here and work here, and that's going to improve the quality of their life a lot.